gun that didn't have any bullets in it. And I shot him, and then my older brother acted like he was shot in the face. And my dad got extremely angry. He took the Nerf gun, threw it in the trash, and told me to go in my room. And I wasn't even mad. I was so happy that that just happened. It was hilarious. And that's my story about that.
My father was a great man, a great educator for his children, and who loved them all. And we're certainly going to miss him. I loved him like he was my number two son. My number one son is someone here today. But anyway, thanks for allowing me to say a word or two about the wonderfulness of Tom. Thank you.
So I'm going to be brief. I am Tom the Jr.'s mother. So Tom Sr. and I met in, God, I don't know, it's one of those recording sessions, and there you go. Married. And the thing the marriage didn't last too long, and he went on to a wonderful life with Nancy that I have told her this, I'm so thankful for, and so thankful that my son Tom had Nancy and Tom Sr. and his two brothers. So it is such a great gift. It was a great, great gift. But for me, Tom was always the kindest, loyalist, and I will say this, I don't think anyone's mentioned it, the smartest man I have ever met. It was not smart in book learning. He went to Cal and he decided this was all bullshit and he was leaving. Great, physics major, But what he did end up doing, he ended up being a world-renowned, what is it? Numismatist. That was self-taught. He knew nothing about coins. And the next thing, 7 years later, 8 years later, he is one of the top experts in Iranian ancient coins. And he taught himself that. And that kind of inspiration to give to your children is a wonderful thing, and so that's what Tom did for me. And I do remember the vacuum cleaner. He taught me to vacuum. I have to say, I vacuum my oven. He taught me I can actually vacuum my oven. So that was awesome. And the other thing about Tom is the Volkswagen Bug. For people who remember the early 80s, he was always a bug guy because he could fix it himself and it didn't need him to rely on anybody. So. And finally, I will say 450 Bryant is now a school for recording artists. So if you remember that, it was his studio. I think that's interesting. So anyway, it was my great pleasure to watch him be a father to my son. I couldn't have imagined a better father for my son. And, to this day, I couldn't have imagined a better father. So anyway, that was Tom Allen for me.
Rudy? Danny?
Oh, Tom. When I started recording, I was in recording studios in Oakland and stuff.
Anybody that knows Tom or ever recorded at his studio knows that when I first met Tom in the early 80s, he was essentially a workaholic. He was at his studio every morning and probably ran 3 different sessions a day, recording 3 different bands. And he would, after every session, when you arrived with your gear and to set up, you would find Tom either with the dishes, going to wash them, which at that age was really impressive. Nobody I knew was washing dishes. Tom really took care of the kitchen at his studio and made sure all the coffee cups were clean. But you would also find him with his vacuum. He vacuumed his studio probably 2 times a day at least. And I don't know if it was a meditation or what it was for him, but it was representative of how meticulous he was with details in that realm, in his world. He was just really good with details. But I remember asking him about it once, and he alluded to the fact that he just wanted to clean the air of whatever mojo had just happened from the last session, so you could start with a blank slate for whatever magic may or may not happen in the next few hours, which I always took as a reasonable answer. And that was Tom. So if there's anybody else that would like to come up, I really encourage it to come and say something. The microphone is open. Don't be shy. For the dads out there, the NDV dads and any of the other sports team dads, I learned how to be an unapologetic fan of my kids' sports and participation in sports from now. I'm a little hoarse actually because we came straight from a soccer game. And watching him sort of pace and prowl the sidelines of a soccer game taught me that that's okay. You don't have to make small talk. You can actually just watch the game, scream when it's, upsetting, yell when it's exciting, and just participate and be there and watch, these kids do what is so awesome, which is be kids and play. So I thank you for that.
Hello, my name is Bob Lowhotty. I'm Nancy's dad, the grandfather to Virgil and Francis. And Tom was quite a person. He believed in the things that I think have been very, very important in my life. I've been a coach and a teacher for over 50 years, and the one thing that we try to impress upon the athlete and the parent